Welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation, and today I have Mary Melega with me as my co-host. Mary is from Independence Township Parks, Recreation, and Seniors, and some of you might recognize Mary because I think it's been about a year now since we last were together, and I
Did
had
a segment like this.
and yeah. So it's great to have you back. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. And we wanted to share with all of you our travel programs that Mary and I have going on between our two centers. So it's been a busy year.
It has been a busy year since COVID. Of course, COVID put a 2-year kind of a ditch in the middle. So we're climbing out of the ditch and we are
up and running.
People are ready to travel. It looks a little different now than it has in the past. I think we can all agree. There's certain hurdles that we have to overcome, but we're making it happen and doing the best we can for you.
Yes. So, I mean, we've gone on casino trips this year. We've gone to, we went to Mackinac last fall.
Yes.
And we also have done some DSO and Meadowbrook tours and
some Pure Michigan trips. We have Saugatuck coming up next week, and where we're traveling to Saugatuck, they'll do dune rides and have a great time, you know, just kind of shopping around Saugatuck. We've done some other Pure Michigan. We've done some Detroit tours that have been really successful and well attended.
And last night, we took a group out to the Detroit Opera House.
Yes, to see the Temptations and Too Proud to Beg. So we're getting some good feedback on that this morning.
Yes, it's been wonderful, and I think everybody is truly enjoying getting out and enjoying themselves and getting back and doing things. So it's great. So I'm looking forward to what 2023 has in store for us. And yet we still have a lot this fall.
We do. We still have a lot before the end of the year, and Dawn and I are always working to, we're always looking into the future. I feel like we live in the future. It's kind of hard to live in the moment because we're always looking at future trips, what we can plan. We do try to look at all kinds of different trips. There's a
variety of rates, a variety of different rates.
Interests.
Interests and whether it's day or extended, we try to offer a good variety, a good mix. So, and what's really good too is that you can register with Oxford or you can register with Independence, depending upon the communities you live in, or if you're somewhere in between, you have those options. And we encourage everybody to come out and take a look at what tours we have available and join us, because I guarantee you'll have a good time with us.
Yes, and you never have to worry about traveling alone because we travel as one large group. A lot of people make friends. It's just a great way to travel. You don't have to worry about parking anywhere.
No,
in most cases, you are picked up and dropped off at the door of all the venues that we go to. So. It just is a great way to go.
It is, and I am so thankful that Mary and I connected a few years back and have built this relationship so that we can provide travel to our communities, because I know with Oxford at this point, we couldn't travel if we didn't have the support of the travelers from Clarkston. So greatly appreciate that. So.
Yes. And, you know, for trips to be a go, we need to have a certain minimum amount of people. So working as partners, the partnership that we have, most trips do go.
Yeah, we very rarely have to cancel a trip. So that makes it nice for everybody. And we do have 2 pickup locations. We usually have one in Oxford and in Independence. You know, you don't have to travel to Clarkston, or you don't have to travel to Oxford to get onto that motor coach, but so we do try to accommodate everybody as best as we can as far as pick up and drop off. So, but
one of the things that I do want to mention is we have an upcoming travel show.
Yep, that's right.
On Friday, October 21st at 9:30 a.m. It will probably run for approximately 2 hours.
Right.
Dawn will be there with her support crew. I will be there. We will have all of our travel partners there. They will give little summaries of what we have for this year and next year.
Right.
We do ask that you call one of our centers if you're interested in attending, because we are serving just a small continental breakfast with that brunch. So we just want to account for how many people we have to plan for.
Right.
So
be sure to contact Oxford Township Parks and Recreation at 248-628-1720 or Independent Senior Center at 248-625-8231. And anyone would be able to assist you in getting you registered, or you can visit either of our centers and get that information about the travel show and get signed up at the center as well. So we're really looking forward to having our travel companies come in and talk about their trips. We're going to have Bianco Tours. We're going to have, I believe, Excite Tours. Premier Travel, World Travel.
Right.
And
we will have Colette. We will have some videotaped presentations from Colette Tours and Travel, and those can be viewed as well.
Right. So we'll have, it'll be a great hour and a half or so of good information. You'll also have the opportunity at that time to get registered for some of the tours that will be highlighted. We encourage you to do that. And we encourage you to contact us to get signed up for that event so that we can prepare accordingly for our continental breakfast. Right. So
it's a good opportunity too when we have our travel professionals there, our travel companies. If you have any questions, you can direct them and they can answer you right on the spot. So
yeah. Now, Mary, this travel show this fall is going to be held where?
It's going to be held at the Independence Township Senior Center at Clintonwood Park at Barch Hall. Okay. And again, if you're interested in attending, please call us at 248-625-8231.
So thank you for sharing that. And today we have a special guest with us. Here shortly we'll be asking Jamie from Bianco Tours to be joining us. And Jamie has a lot of information to share about Bianco Tours, what we've got going on this fall with Bianco, as well as what we have up and coming, maybe some teasers for 2023. Yes. So when we come back, we'll have Jamie with us, and we'll be able to share some good information. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Oxford Community Television. We are proud that our 4 communities continue to choose local programming, local news, sports, community issues, familiar faces, celebrations, and commitment to each other. Welcome to Oxford Community Television.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Our special guest is Jamie with Bianco Tours. Welcome, Jamie. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming out today. So Mary and I have all kinds of questions for you. We are so excited to have you out and talk about what we have planned with Bianco for the rest of this year and maybe some teasers for next year. But why don't you share with us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Bianco Tours, and we can kind of go from there.
So my name's Jamie. I've been with Bianco Tours probably about 6 years now, and I started off as a tour guide, so I still do that part-time. So if you get on the bus with me, you're still going to see me out in the field. But now I also work in the office, and I do the planning of some of those trips that we're doing, especially all of your overnight things I'm working on. Wow. I've just always loved to travel. It's been one of my passions, and I think part of the the excitement of traveling is the planning part as well. So when you've got the anticipation building up of where you're going to go and what you're going to do and what cool things are out there. And so I'm super excited that, this job to me is like a fun job. This isn't a work job. Bianco Tours has been in business for 43 years this year. And it's a family-run company. It's actually, we have the second generation now has come on board, and they're active participants as well, even though the first generation is still running the company. And it's a family. So with their employees and also with our travelers, it's very much personal. They know people. We know our travelers, and we do have a personal relationship with that, which you're not going to get with a lot of other things.
Right, and I have to agree with that. I mean, the relationship that Mary and I have with you and Barb, some of the other staff is just phenomenal. You listen to what we're asking and what we want, and you work with us.
We work out the wrinkles together, and it just ends up with the best result, the greatest result that we can accomplish.
And I would have to say, yes, kudos to you guys, because I feel we are family.
Right.
You make us feel like we are part of the Bianco family. So
you are the first go-to that we come to plan the year ahead. So we want to see what you have in store, and so that's what we're going to do today after we meet here. So we're planning for 2023. It's never too early.
No.
And we are thrilled on that. And one of the things I love about our relationship is we do work together to plan the tours. Yeah. And you guys know kind of what your people are looking for and their clientele. And then hopefully we've given you some good ideas to go from with there as well.
Right. Right. Yeah. Or we've been just on a whim, somebody will give us an idea and we'll throw it out there, and like the tea. The tea is a perfect example.
Yes. And then, you'll do the research. I know we'll call Barb. You guys will do the research, and all of a sudden we have a trip planned.
Yes.
Or we get ideas, some places that our seniors want to go, our travelers want to go. We relate those to you, and then we put together a trip.
You guys make it happen for us.
Exactly. You make it happen. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So, what do you did already kind of answer this, but what do you enjoy most about, I know you say you go out and that anticipation about, that planning and then going on that trip. Is that what your love, the true love that you have for,
so I think, to me, when you're traveling, you're making different memories than when you're at home. And those are those special times that you plan a little extra special. You've got more time to really appreciate what you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's always been kind of the magical time for us as a family at home, is those times we travel together. Right. Those are the times we look back and remember those high points. And I think that's very similar with your travelers. What are those things on your bucket list? What are those things that you wouldn't maybe be comfortable to do on your own, but it's way better if you're doing that with a group of people.
Right. Yeah. Right. And you're concentrating directly on that, too. You don't have the distractions that you have, the other distractions. So you can concentrate totally on that, and, it's...
And check it off that bucket list.
Check it off the bucket list and make it a great experience, the best experience.
Yeah.
There's so many travelers who, when I'm with them, they're like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. Right. And I've never had the opportunity. Or they've said, I have a list and I've checked off 3 things this week.
Right.
And that to me is super exciting.
Yeah. I think that's what would warm my heart, is knowing that there's a smile on somebody's face and they accomplished something that they've wanted to do that they may not have been able to do on their own. So that is a great feeling.
An example of that is last week we did we were in Lansing for a day trip, and we did the Capitol. We toured the Capitol building, and there were so many people on that trip that were just amazed. They were like, I forgot this. I forgot how wonderful this building is. I forgot this.
Right.
So it was really great for me. I was there on that trip, and it was really great to be able to experience that with them.
Right.
So I get it, Jamie. What you're talking about with that.
So when do you actually start planning for the following calendar year?
We are deep in planning for the following calendar year right now. We shoot for about a year out, but sometimes it's even longer. So we are planning up through all of the end of 2023 right now.
Wow.
I'm looking at Christmas already of 2023.
Wow. That's just That's amazing to me.
Yes.
So, because I think for Mary and I, we may look like 3 months out, 4 months out for like when we plan things internally.
Right.
Like working with you and Bianca, we do try to plan a year out as well.
Right.
But internally, we don't really look too far into the year. We look in like bite-sized pieces.
Right. And we can't really lose sight of what's going on now either. So,
right.
But so the difference with that is by having the long-term planning, you have the best choice of hotels, the best choice of restaurants. And you can lay those things out now, where if we were to wait from our end longer, then we would have to choose the second best. And we don't want to do that. We would definitely want the first choices.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's exactly why we work with you.
Yeah.
Especially Bianca. That's why we work with you, because Dawn and I know that you guys have all these things up your sleeve.
So when our guests travel with Bianco Tours, what should they expect? What should that experience look like for them, whether it's getting on the motor coach or just in general, what should they expect?
Well, first of all, they should expect a first-class trip where they're going to have an amazing time.
Okay.
Our service and our equipment, I think, are superb. And so they should expect all of the details are going to be taken care of, and that they can sit back and just relax and enjoy this trip. One of the great things about having a small company that's family owned is we have control over all of the aspects of the trip. We're not shipping out to other people. So, for example, with our buses, we own our buses.
Okay.
We have 19 in our fleet. We have a full staff of our own mechanics, so when we hit the road, we know that we are very confident those buses are in great condition and everything's in working order. We have a staff that comes in and cleans. They work midnights.
Okay.
And so every time we bring our bus back in, it goes into the garage and it is cleaned inside and out. It's disinfected inside and out, and we start everything from scratch the next time. So those are some things that we can do above and beyond that we can control.
Right.
We've worked through all the little details, so you should be able to step onto our bus, be greeted, step off our bus at the door. I know you guys talked about that a little bit. You don't have to walk through the parking lots and figure all that out and how you're going to get there and how you're going to figure out what the best menu is. And then from there, you can sit back and enjoy your trip.
That's great. Wow. Well, that's a lot of great information that you've shared so far. And we're going to take a break here for a moment. And when we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit more about what we have planned with Mary and I for the rest of this fall season, and maybe some of the tours that we may be interested in for 2023.
We have a few up our sleeves, so I can't wait to share them.
All right, great. Well, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Senior Break. Well, before the break, we were talking about Bianco's commitment to their guests and keeping their motor coaches clean, and that it takes more than just you to make a trip
Very
planned and a go. There's a lot of stuff that's done behind the scenes, and you shared a lot of that with us before the break. So thank you for that information. But I think Mary and I are really excited and wanting to hear a little bit about what we have left for fall planned with you, as well as some teasers for next year. So what do we have up and coming in the next couple of months for our travelers?
We have a lot of things up and coming. You guys are some of our very best travelers, and so there's a great repertoire of things coming up. The next big one is the Hamtramck History Tour. We've got a local guide, and she is phenomenal. She knows Detroit inside and out, and she's going to give you the whole history of the Hamtramck area. That one is on September 21st.
Okay. And is there, besides the history, is there anything like to eat along the way? Because it's Hamtramck.
Of course.
Yes. So what do you eat in Hamtramck?
Pierogies?
Yes. You go to the Polish Village Cafe. You can't go to Hamtramck without going to Polish Village.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
I'm excited.
That's usually one of my favorite parts of a trip is eating. So we're always going to have a good meal when you're going with us.
Yeah. So, well, good. All right.
After that, we're doing wine tour in Ohio, and we're going to hit several little wineries down there. And yes, that will include a lunch as well. But you get to sample the wineries, and each one has its own character. So that's a really cool one. We are going to the Purple Rose Theater.
Oh, yes.
Everyone loves the Purple Rose, don't they?
Oh, they do.
Mm-hmm. And it's got some pickleball associated with it.
Pickleball. It's the craze right now.
It is. And this was actually a trip that our pickleball players, Dawn and I both have a very large pickleball program at our centers, and they knew this was coming and they asked for it, so we were able to do Purple Rose, our second Purple Rose trip this year.
Yes. So excited for that.
Yes. So.
And then you have some holiday trips planned.
Yes.
So everybody loves a holiday trip. The day ones, you have night lights at MIS, Michigan International Speedway. We've been doing that for multiple years now. We have dinner before we go in, and the lights there every year just get better and better. Each year they keep adding to it and improving it. So that's a wonderful evening trip.
And that's like right on the speedway, right?
Yes.
So you just keep, like, is it like almost like a corn maze that you kind of follow, or do you follow the track? The track? How do you? What's that look like?
Owns a lot more space than just so you're kind of driving up through the back, and they've got a nice route mapped out for you. You're not just going in circles on the track.
Okay.
So, as fast as the bus can go. That's not how that one works.
So if there was somebody that really wasn't really mobile, this could be a good trip for them because they don't have to get out and walk this
correct
trail or
one
course.
Of your best ones to put you in the holiday spirit, because like I said, once you get off the bus for dinner, then you're back on and you get to experience all of the lights from the bus. We have great big windows on the side, on both sides, so there's really not a bad seat.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Look forward to that one.
Yes.
Other holiday ones, we're doing Holiday Church Tour down in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people always think of churches, you have to go to Europe to see these amazing cathedrals, but we have a treasure right here in Detroit of the amazing cathedrals. Or churches.
Right.
I don't know that they're all cathedrals, but even before Christmas, they're pretty amazing. By the time they decorate for Christmas, they will blow you away when you go on that.
Wow.
And a day trip to Shipshewana.
I've never been.
You've never been?
I've never been either. I have to. I thought I was the only person in the world.
No, I've never been. So I've always heard about it, and so I'm kind of hoping that maybe we get to chaperone that one.
Yeah, maybe that would be a great idea since neither one of us have been there.
Right.
I try to experience the trips that I have not personally been on because it just helps me promote them next time all the more.
So first of all, if you've never been to Shipshewana, it's about the food. You guys already said you really like food.
Yes.
And so the Amish lunch that you have there is unbelievable. Like the best chicken you've probably ever had, homemade pies, all the sides you can possibly think about.
Is this going to be family style buffet?
Style,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So pick who you sit next to very carefully. That's
Okay.
Yes, so they don't eat all your chicken.
That's right.
Okay.
But if they eat it all, they'll bring you more. So you're
Okay,
good.
all right.
All right.
And then
Wow.
you're going to see a show, and then the shopping there, especially at the holidays, all those unique little shops where you can pick up the different kinds of things that you wouldn't be able to pick up if you go to your regular mall.
Okay. So is there shopping kind of like an open air like markets or is it more like individual
building or
shops
They have
or
both. So
okay.
they have a lot of stores as you meander down the streets, but they also have like a mercantile
Okay.
where they have multiple stores in like one large building if the weather's not so good and you don't want to keep going in and out.
Sure.
So you will have a little bit of time to do that too. So make sure you definitely bring your checkbook.
Or your charge card.
And shopping bags, right? Like maybe
shopping
bring
bags,
some
yes.
big bags to put all your stuff in.
Well, and here's the really good news is when you go on the bus, there's all kinds of space underneath.
Right.
So we can fill up the whole underneath with all
That's
of
right.
your
The
purchases.
undercarriage of that's right. Where your luggage would go, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, wow. Well, oh my gosh, look who just walked in.
Yes.
It's Barb Bianco from Bianco Tours. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you.
So, wow, Barb, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
I just wanted to come and say thank you to both of you for everything. You guys are the best. We appreciate everything you do for us. And yes, we are definitely family,
Yes.
without a doubt.
I feel it. So
Yes,
I feel
yes.
feel it. So
Yep.
thank you. That warm and fuzzy feeling. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
It's
we
great.
can't- We can't wait to start setting up our trips for next year.
Yes.
Very excited about that.
Yeah. So talking about next year, what kind of tours do we have that you're planning that you're going to share with us today?
You want me to give you a sneak peek?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We always have a lot of amazing day trips. So we are doing Zenders. We're going to do the Snowfest in January. There also is going to be an Eagles tribute up there if you're an Eagles fan.
Oh yes. Yes, that would be a good one. Would be something I'd like to go.
Those tribute because they get lunch.
Right.
It's lunch and a show. I
Right.
mean, what more?
Yeah.
Where do you want?
Exactly.
And then obviously some casino trips and lots of other day things. Some overnight stuff I'm really excited about. We're doing the Philadelphia Flower Show.
Oh.
If you're into flowers, we're doing Lancaster. If you like shows, the Sights and Sounds Theater is amazing in Lancaster. Okay. This year they're doing the story of Moses there. And so the show I saw last year was Joseph. There's live sheep running down the aisles.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So they make you feel right in the moment,
It's
right?
Totally all sensory in this theater. It's one of the best performances, and I've seen stuff in New York and everything before. So we're doing that. We're always doing, my very favorite is the Lilac Festival in Mackinac. We do that each year. We are doing Springtime in the Smokies, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. And then Vermont, Fall Colors. Like I said, I told you, a whole year out. And even Branson at Christmas next year. So
That might be something for
those are
sure.
some things to definitely look ahead to.
All right. Well, great. Well, I thank you both for joining us today.
Yes.
For having us.
Yeah.
And look forward to having you guys come on out to our travel show at Independence Senior Center in Clintonwood Park on Friday, October the 21st at 9:30. Be sure to reach out to Mary at Independence at 248-625-8231 or at Oxford at 248-628-1720 to get registered for that travel show so that you can hear about some of these tours that we're going to be offering the rest of this year and into next year. So don't miss out, and if you can join us, please do. Thank you, everybody, and
Thank
have
you.
a good day.